What's good, y'all? It's your boy Swole the Poet, man. And we back with another banger on Black Prosperity featuring my dog PAY2PLAYRIXH, man. Appreciate you popping out, man.
You
for
already
sure,
know,
man.
You already know it's love.
Go ahead and talk to the people. I could introduce you all day because we go way back. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But for those who don't know you, man, give the people a little bit about yourself, man.
My name is Rich, stage name PAY2PLAYRIXH. I'm from Richmond. I went to school and graduated at Virginia State.
Yeah, big state.
Yeah, big state, not the little one.
Not that little shit up north.
Yeah. I do a little bit of everything. I do real estate. I got a regular 9-to-5 job. Of course, I do music too. I'm a pops, you know what I mean? I do a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? So, you know, if you need to tap in, I got some other stuff going on too. You know, if you need to buy some of that good stuff, let me know.
Hey, man. It's a one-stop shop right there, man.
Oh,
He
God,
gave it to
everything.
you. I like that, man.
Everything you need in life, you can call me. I can get it to you.
You know, and I think, to me, that right there is just prosperity. You know, prosperity is so broad. You feel me? And a lot of artists nowadays, everyone always highlights the good, the glory. But most people, especially in today's age, won't admit that they still have a 9-to-5. Even though your 9-to-5 is real estate and this and that, the third, but it's a grind.
But my 9-to-5 not real estate. My 9-to-5 is a separate, you feel me, job. I do real estate on top of, you know what I mean?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, you need about what they said, 7 incomes?
You need 7 incomes to get rich, you know what I'm saying? I had this conversation with my mans a lot. He always asked me like, yo, Rich, why don't you just focus on one thing, bro? And a lot of my focus is really into music, but I'm slowly building up my other streams as well because I understand the importance of having 7 streams of income to be able to, you know what I'm saying, really live how I want to live, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like where my journey kind of been at, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you always been like hustle oriented since a youngin'?
I have. I've been like that pretty much since about like middle school. Like everything for me, like jumping off the porch kind of came to me like that summer going into high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I lied. That summer going into middle school.
So 5th grade going into 6th?
Going into 6th grade. That summer is when I did everything. Like started smoking, virginity, like that whole, you feel me? I was just,
you had a head start for sure.
Yeah. Nah, for sure. It was definitely start early. And, you know, some would say that's kind of sad because, you know, you get exposed to so much early on. And then, you know, later on in life, it's kind of like, I don't know, to certain people, it can be a negative thing. But to me, it became a positive because when you think about it, like, when you wait till you get older to do certain things as a child that a child will be doing, it kind of hinders you or delays you. But I've been doing those things early on, so now I'm more so on some real like grown man shit now.
Reserve.
Yeah.
That's how I always felt like that too. Like, you know, I could relate to that in a sense. Like, even though I wouldn't say I jumped off the porch because I was really into sports. You feel me? I did little mischievous shit, but sports kind of kept me directed. But I had like a lot more freedom than my peers. Yeah. So going like, you know, when you go to college, like it wasn't no big adjustment. Like
I don't know, bro. I think, and from my perspective, when I mentioned jumping off the porch, I just meant like coming from up under my mom's and my parents like wing. You feel me? Like always doing whatever it is that they need us to do. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Like that's really what I mean by that. Like I don't really mean like jumping off the porch doing a whole bunch of street shit because that's not the case. It just was, got to a point where I was like, oh, I'm going to be a kid now. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going to do shit like that.
Yeah. Okay, man. That's what's up, though, man. Like, so bring back, like, would you say it's your environment that more so motivated you? Like, the things you saw on a day-to-day basis? Or was it family, seeing your pops or your dukes or the people around you go out there and get it every day?
To be honest with you, bro, like, my family didn't come from like a really hard environment or a really like poverty, you feel me? But we had enough just to make ends meet, and that wasn't enough for me. Yeah. So that's what kind of got me into doing more than, you know what I mean, what I had. Like I was thankful for my ability to be able to have a place to go home to at night, sleep and shit like that, but I'm going to school and this nigga's fresher than me. Yeah. I'm like, nah, we gotta do something about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be, you know what I mean? I want to have that shit on too. I want to be able to be cool and be fly and shit. And I started getting into like fashion and shit early on. Like my best friend named Turk, shout out to Turk. He always been into like different fashion scenes and shit like that and putting me on game. And the shit that he was putting me on game to cost money. I'm like, oh, this shit fire, but
it's expensive.
It's expensive, bro. Like we middle school, high school, niggas ain't really got no money. So it's just one of them things where we're trying to figure it out how to get my money straight so I could get the stuff that I wanted to get. But let's be clear to everybody that's out there watching, it was never a necessity. You know what I'm saying? It was never something that I legit like had to do. It was just always for like my own personal gain.
Yeah, I feel like too, and I feel like part of that is just also like our parents, like their generation.
Yeah.
They're more so just stable. Like they're more so get something consistent. Like so the avenues and the routes we take, they don't. It's different.
Yeah, fact.
You feel me? So to them, they're doing better than what their parents taught them. So it was like they didn't even have the mindset to think like, dang, if we doing this, we could do this times 10.
Yeah,
but for what it is, that's good. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's up. Because
and I actually I'm glad that we having this conversation about parents and shit too, because I wanted to talk about the topic of like, when your parents growing up, they were so stuck into go to work, get a job, finish high school, get your diploma, get a job. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of generations have been submissive to that specific type of way of living. And I would say now, like, people are starting to kind of break that, generational curse, where people are actually going out their way and doing more than just working a 9 to 5. People are getting side hustles, businesses, like, you know what I'm saying? Things that we actually need as black people to be able to pass on. Like, I'm real big on trying to create certain things that I can pass on to my son. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, just not even just my son, but my younger nieces and nephews, my little cousins, like building something to be able to show them like, hey, you ain't got to go get a job. That ain't your only option. You know what I mean? Giving them more options than being able to just go to work, and I think it's important to be able to, people to have that knowledge to do that.
Literally. And, and that's exactly what this platform is designed to just show the black youth coming up, that there's so many different avenues to success. That outside of just the typical, like, you don't just, black people can be rich outside of just being an athlete or even an entertainer. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts. You could be an entertainer and be rich before you even made the music. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's so many things that you can learn, trades, skills. Like, the world is endless. You know what I'm saying? So
stock market. You know what I'm saying?
Like Bitcoin, all that shit, man. Like, you gotta. It's important to know because that world's progressing.
But that also come with knowledge too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be a certain type of person to want to go get the knowledge. You gotta be a certain type of, you know what I mean? You gotta be a certain type of individual that care enough about your own life to want to research and learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta want to do that. If you don't have that drive in you to be able to, hey, I want to know what this about, you kind of just fucked from the get go. Like, you know what I mean?
Would you blame it on like circumstances, or like how does one listening to that put themselves in that situation? Because maybe they want to, but they don't know how to go about it.
Just get on the internet. You feel me? Like, we in a time right now, bro, the internet will tell you any and everything that you want to know or that you want to learn about. You just got to go do the research. You got to actually try. It's not hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I found out about real estate just from listening to other people talk. And after I'm hearing about it and I'm realizing how lucrative that is, and I'm reading about all these famous and rich people and how they got to where they is, they all had a fucking real estate portfolio. So what did I do? I said, okay, well, I need to figure out how I can get into that. If these all rich people have real estate portfolios, then that means that I need to figure out how I can, you know what I mean? It just started with that, and it just took some time for me to learn and really like dive into researching and what it's about and how to get into it, and I just done it. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's really as simple as that, bro. You just gotta want to do it. You gotta want to do the work. You gotta want to research and figure out what it is that you want to do. But just sitting around and blaming the world for not having the knowledge and shit is just not it. You know what I mean? We got access to too much right now.
Yeah, can't have really too many excuses, because like once you know better, you gotta do better. You lose your excuse once you're able to identify what it is you're lacking and what it is you need to do to improve. Exactly. Once you're able to figure that out, you can't blame nobody else.
Nobody else, dog. I mean, we live in a time right now where you can't blame nobody else for being broke but yourself. There's so many ways for you to get out here and get it. It's just, you can't really blame nobody else but yourself, bro.
Yeah, but I think that too. That just comes to sometimes it ain't on you, it's in you.
That's what it is.
Like,
it
some
ain't
shit
on
can't
you.
be taught.
Some shit can't be taught, bro. You just gotta have that. You said it already, bro. It's gotta be in you, not on you, bro. You know what I mean?
Now I know earlier you had your drive and your passion for things. You mentioned your son.
Yeah.
Could you speak to fatherhood? Because the stain that black men get just in general, like black men, like Father's Day gets no love, and that's coming up. Everybody's talking about Mother's Day, rightfully so.
Yeah, rightfully so.
But I know a plethora of young black men.
Yeah.
I feel like it's trending upwards. I see a lot more black men taking care of their kids. So speak to that and having a youngin' and that process and how it motivates and inspires you.
The biggest thing for me right now is just being present. You know what I'm saying? Just being there. I ain't gonna lie, it is some niggas who just ain't fucking shit and still ain't. You know what I mean? But the importance is that the people that are in these positions in fatherhood and having kids is really just doing your part. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's making sure they have what they need, being present in their life, just, you know what I mean? It's the simple things. It ain't really nothing complicated to it, bro. Like, my son really don't need my attention a lot. He just needs to know I'm there. You know what I'm saying? It be times where we chilling and he watching Miss Rachel and he'll just come back over to me just to make sure I'm right there, and he'll go back to doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? It's really just those moments where you just around. I also think, like you were saying, it's important that we highlight the men, not just myself, but just the men who are being there. And like you said, that's trending upward of fathers actually being fathers, because I feel like they don't get enough credit. It's so much bad juju on men on the internet and people bashing them as far as them being fathers that the good ones get overlooked. You know what I'm saying? So I think we definitely need to start putting a lot more light on the positive aspect of being fathers. You know what I mean? Especially black men.
Yeah, I mean that's it's integral for real. Like, the kids are the future, and like, the man plays a pivotal role, whether he has a daughter or a son. You know what I'm saying? And like, the foundation, I feel like the logic, the discipline, that's instilled through a male's presence.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, and it's not to say that anything that happens to anybody is something that they deserve or anything of that nature, but it's like, especially in the black community, they've been trying to dismantle that for so many years.
Long,
and they have, actually.
They
have. Whether it be through unnecessary propaganda of trying to just not allow kids to be, like, I'm a firm believer, like, this, some people might not feel like this, but I feel like with even just the LGBTQ, let kids be kids and allow them to prosper and develop into anything. Like, we don't know what they are, but we can't make decisions for them. But they want to go and change cartoons and do stuff like this. Just keep things innocent. Because life is going to teach you those lessons anyway.
Regardless.
And that's because I have gay friends, gay co-workers, business partners. My
2 closest cousins are gay. Shout out to Angel and Tisha. Like, my 2 closest cousins. I've been seeing that my whole life growing up, bro. But, it's a sensitive topic.
It is, but I was just using that to just bring back as far as like just dismantling, because even still with that, whether you accept it or not, there's still chaos with how to parent that, how to love that, how to accept that. You know what I'm saying? Not even on a negative aspect. That's still dismantling the black family, because you're still supposed to love your child
regardless of
what they are.
Facts, right.
You know what
I'm
saying?
I ain't gonna hold you though. I'm gonna have a hard time maneuvering that, if that is the case. God forbid, but I'm gonna have a hard time maneuvering that.
But that's real though, and I think everyone's entitled to that. It's like, I always say this: if you asking me what I would like, of course not. But at the end of the day, that's my child's life. So they're gonna do what they want to do. But if you're asking me how I feel about it,
if you want my input.
My preference is I would hope they
keep it straight. Keep on a straight line.
But
you know what I mean?
It is what it is. I'm gonna love you regardless.
Yeah, I'm gonna love you regardless, bro.
So, and speaking on to the fact to this parenthood, we have something that we went through that's similar in life, and that's losing a parent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we don't have to deep dive too much in that, depending on how sensitive it is to you. But I know for me, when I lost my father, like, it really, like, life in itself, like, I was even more motivated than when I was before because, one, I carry his whole name.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like you said, creating that generational wealth. I'm the last one with this name. If I don't take this shit and run with it and turn it up,
this shit gonna be
this
gone.
shit done for. I got all sisters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fact.
You know what I'm saying? And then it just far as also though, it's like losing them in that area where you're transitioning, like, you know, really into manhood, and you got those real questions, and it's just like, for you, I can only imagine having a kid and then doing that. Like, how do you balance that and conflict that? Because it's important for young black men to learn how to balance their emotions, because we are emotional beings, and there's nothing wrong with that.
For sure. But
giving them the insight onto how to, you know, channel that and like, I guess I want to say, like, brew it into positivity.
Right.
Put it into something constructive. Like, how do you balance those emotions and, you know?
Well, I want to put something into perspective for everybody that's watching this, because I know some people have seen, like, me losing my father, me having a kid, but I'm going to just give y'all just a timeline, and then we can double back on how I dealt with it.
Okay.
But I lost my father. I had my son. I lost my baby mother, as far as our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
All of those things happened to me in the span of 3 to 6 months. So, like, it was a real tough time for me to be able to, like, just deal with life. You know what I'm saying? Because so much bad shit was happening during that time that it was just real hard for me to even know what my next move was going to be. But during that time of all of this chaos going on, my son really helped me get through all of that shit. Like, it was times where I was thinking suicidal thoughts. It was times where I was like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna move and get away from all, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just having so many negative thoughts, but my son allowed me to, you know what I mean, get through that dark time, really, like, helped me get through a lot of all of that. Because I've been taking a lot of my time and putting it towards music, real estate, everything that I want to do, so that I can keep my mind off of the negative shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, like, how I dealt with it was just kind of by grinding harder, and, you know what I mean, trying to put my focus into my life and how I can better it.
Man.
What about you?
For me, it actually took a while, because it was like, it happened like spring semester, sophomore year.
You was in college during this time.
I was in college, and it was like, while I didn't physically drop out, mentally I was there. I was just showing up, and I was kind of just like going through the motions. You know what I'm saying? I went from freshman achiever to having to appeal for financial aid. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally seeing the highest highs and lowest lows. But once I got to that point, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really just had like a self-reflection, and, you know, I had a talk with my mother, and it was just more so like, you know, what does, like, in a sense, holding regret or blaming yourself, like, how does that progress you forward, or how does that honor your father? Like, if this is what you want to do for him, do you think if he was here, this is, you know?
Yeah.
So I go ahead. I was first generation. You know what I'm saying? As a youngin', they always would tell me, "Oh, you're the one. You're the one." And in a sense, it sometimes creates a stressful burden, in a sense. Like, you be feeling like, as you understand, at least for me, as I started to grow and understand my family's dynamic, and actually realizing, like, no, it actually is on me.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? And then, so it was really just that self-reflection and being like, me, I'm a believer. If I started, I gotta finish it.
Yeah,
I'm already here. The debt's already accumulated. Sally Mae's not gonna forgive me because my daddy died. They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck about none of that.
They don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day,
it's a harsh reality, though. You know what I'm saying? That's a harsh reality.
And life, like, in that moment, I feel like life really came in full circle for me. Like, I finally, like, I realized, like, you know, no matter how traumatic you went through, life don't care.
Yeah, bro, that shit just gonna keep on rolling, dog.
So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You have to make the best out of your life. And through that's why I try to push this whole positivity movement, because I came through a lot of dark times, you know what I'm saying? Even outside of just death, just certain incidents, hanging around people that I should have cut off, that ended up doing shit that made me look bad, that changed the trajectory of my life. You know what I'm saying? It's all about like wellness, and you got to surround yourself around the right people. If you want to be a millionaire, you got to surround yourself around millionaires. If you want to be a scholar, you got to surround yourself around scholars. If you want to be a creative, you got to surround yourself around creatives. Whatever it is that you're inspiring, you got to change that circle. And while I still have plenty of people from my earlier life that I still got love for and I connect with, we don't hang out like we used to. It's just, hey, what's up? How you doing? Catch up. You know what I'm saying? We're on a different path. Right now, my circle is only around people that motivate me and that I feel like I can learn and take from. And vice versa.
And I honestly feel like that's how it's supposed to be. But before we get into that, I want to shake your hand, because you definitely, it takes a certain type of man to be able to go through what we went through and prosper, bro.
Literally.
So I definitely want to give you your flowers for that.
Likewise, brother. That's why I was like, you feel me? I just waited because I had just seen it on social media, you know what I'm saying? And I just already know like that thing. So I didn't want to be one of those people to bombard you, but it was like, I just wanted to say that to you face to face, because I feel that, bro. Like that shit different, bro. That shit's a different feeling.
Bro, shit. Like, it ain't nothing like it, dog. It ain't nothing like it. But you know, being able to get through that shit, it just, and it's really not getting through it, bro, because you still dealing with it.
You still dealing with it.
About how you feel, bro, but I still have my emotions. I still cry from time to time when I think about it, you know what I'm saying? Or when I look at my son, I'm like, damn, I really wish you was here to meet your grandfather. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit hurts to know that he'll never have that opportunity to be able to have those memories with him or get the same energy and love that I got from the nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, just shit like that, bro.
Yeah, that shit's it's always gonna be that, man, because I be having, it's certain shit in life that I had to figure out the hard way. You know, the long way, like just this simple shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he left before he could teach me to tie a tie, and just little shit like that. But luckily, I got good supporting friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Suits, things of that nature. So it's just certain questions I just want to ask him on some man shit. Like
now that you grown,
now that I'm grown, you know what I'm saying? But I keep my pamphlet, and I just talk to him through there, and I know guardian angels. So
I started to ask my dad them questions when I started realizing it was coming towards, like, you know, the end type shit. When he was bedridden, I'll go see him a lot, and I'll just ask him whatever I felt like I wanted to ask him type shit, you know what I mean? Or whatever I felt like I needed to know, you know what I mean? Because I didn't know if I was ever going to get a chance to ask him again, and, you know, as we see, I didn't, but I did ask him a lot during that time, which was helpful. Also, another part, too, that helped me get through that situation, too, that I didn't mention, was the fact that I was there beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people have this, like, guilt about them when people pass away, that they didn't do enough, or that they didn't show that they loved them, or, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't have none of that, because I was there with my dad the whole, you know what I mean? Since the moment that I found out about the cancer until, you know what I mean, his passing. So, you know, I didn't really have that guilt that he didn't know I loved him, and he didn't know he loved me. Like, I didn't really have none of that. And I know I was doing what I was supposed to do as a son. I did all I could do. So, you know, I was cool. I wanted to ask you, though, while we having this conversation, like, how do you feel about the dynamic right now with, like, the men and women? You know what I'm saying? Like, the verses that we have going on right now. What's your take on that?
I think, like I would argue, like, that standpoint is just no one has an opinion of their own. I feel like everyone's perspective is formed through trending topics on Twitter.
Social media.
Oh,
my fucking God.
No one, like, lives in the real world. Like, in my opinion, bro, the whole 50-50 debate kills me, because if you're in a real relationship, bro, it's 50-50. And it doesn't just entail fiscal. Money. It's beyond. Like, if we have a house together, your name's on it, my name's on it.
Right.
So if I see laundry dirty, I'ma do place. I'ma cook sometimes. You're gonna cook sometimes. If we have a kid,
that's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be.
A lot of times too, our generation came up seeing that. Our generation came up seeing the shit being 50-50. So like to have a mindset to where a woman feels as though that it should all be on the man, that only tells me that you're being brainwashed by the internet.
And then it's so contradicting because in the same sense, it's like women are progressing in the professional field as well, but are also putting these stipulations on black men that want to be a sole provider. And you're, in a sense.
So what'd you go do all of that for?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why did you go do all that?
Why did you go get that extra degree? Why the fuck did you go get that business? Like, what are you doing that for? Just so you can have... I don't understand. Doesn't make sense to me. Like,
and in a sense, it's not to say that a man can't be with a woman who makes more. That's just insecurity.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But in a sense, it's emasculating the man's role. It's not allowing the man to be a man.
Yeah,
and now we have these bullshit ass Twitter debates about who's doing this and who's doing that. And it's like, bro, babe, yo nigga makes 60 bands a year. He's not Lil Baby 4PF in it. Yeah. But if you work together, you can be.
Y'all can have 100 bands.
You know what I'm saying? Together. Like, but on some shit, it's like, okay, cool. If you make 60, he makes 60, it should be 120.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then y'all work from there as far as growing together. When you see these power couples, these are people that work together. You know what I'm saying? Bosses attract bosses.
They'll get it sooner or later. You know what I mean? It's going to take some time. Right now, they're all fucked up. But, you know, give it a couple of years. They'll come back to reality. I use the phrase of people are living in a matrix. And once you come out of that, then we can talk. You feel me?
It's literally a simulation.
It's literally what it is. Like, I don't know how the government tricked us like this or what they're doing to y'all. And when I say y'all, I mean y'all, because Rich is not, you feel me? I'm solely real world, 10 toes down on planet Earth, not the internet, gang. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and this is the problem. Like, it's people used to just use this. Oh, it's just Twitter, it's just tweeted. But no, these are becoming you guys' actual opinion. Now it's affecting the real world now. Like, it's no longer just tweets. And like, you niggas are starting to believe that.
And I tell people all the time too, like, bro, don't get what I post on the internet confused with my real life. I'm just on there for entertainment purposes and to promote whatever it is that I'm doing. I'm actually, well, I want to make sure y'all understand too. Use the internet for what it's supposed to be used for. Mm-hmm. The internet was created for people to be able to network with other people and be able to monetize in a way that'll benefit your life. It wasn't made for you to get on there and your whole life be fake and, you know what I'm saying? Like, fabricated. It wasn't meant for you to do that or you to create this different character of whoever you are. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, I think we need to everybody just need to get out the matrix, because a lot of people living in the matrix right now. It's just a weird time, bro.
Yeah, man. And I just want people to have individuality. Like, you know, I want some educational shit. Like, that's not an educated thought. Like, you didn't do your research and came up with that. You didn't even people be trying to live other motherfuckers' experiences. A motherfucker be like, oh, they'll see something somebody else went through and be like, I'm not fucking with that because that happened to them. Mm-hmm. But what happened to you?
Right.
What are your experiences? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That shaped and molded you to who you are.
Even to the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you being an artist coming up, what do you think about like your current state and where you fit in with that?
I feel like right now what's important for me as an artist is to continue to just be as authentic as possible. Like, really continue to keep rapping about my real life, really keep living the shit that I'm rapping about, continue to keep showing people that, you know, the shit that I'm talking about is really how I'm living, bro. There's really no other way for me to put it. I feel like a lot of times, a lot of artists in their music is fabricated. It's like definitely, you know, far-fetched. And I think what makes me stand out is the fact that everything that I rap about, when you go and look into my life, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, every fucking thing. Like, sometimes I'm not gonna cap. Every once in a while, certain bars will be, what's the word I want to use?
I would call it an artistic exaggeration.
It's an artist exaggeration. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like we talked about. Well, we really didn't talk about it, but we shot earlier with the song "The Show Out" joint. Mm-hmm. I mentioned in the song something about my bezel being water. Normally when niggas do that, it's like diamonds on their shit, right? Now, granted, mine ain't got no diamonds on this watch, but it's hard though. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it's kind of like one of them type of things, but that's as far as it goes for me. You know what I mean?
The plain Janes hold more value too for the youngins that don't know.
We ain't even gonna get into that. They don't
you
know.
bust it down, you losing the value.
Like when it's time for you to sell it, you can't get back what you spent.
Now.
We keep it simple. We plain,
we get them that on the next episode.
Yeah, we get it on that. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I'm enjoying, bro, this artist thing, bro. The whole journey right now. I'm enjoying that, bro. It's definitely a learning experience. It's been some bumps along the way, though. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely want to share that with the people as far as we talked about the ups and downs earlier. A lot of people glorify like the ups when it comes to like artists. They only show the glamorous side of it. And I think it's important for me to be able to show people the downside of it too. Like I post a lot of my analytics on my story. I'll show people like, this how many streams I got this week. And then sometimes the streams don't look good. And I don't not post those. I post those too. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't doing good this week.
But that's how you build a real fan base. Like people want to see your story. Like it's the same thing that when you applying to a college and you got to tell them, motherfuckers want to see your come up. That makes them feel like they know you.
Right.
And that's what creates fandom. Like motherfuckers will support you even if your music is trash. We see that with just a lot of people. They're just dope people.
And there be a lot of people who music be
not good. But they like them as an individual. So they gonna support whatever.
And that's one thing I need to work on too, is my ability to be able to show who I am as a person. Because people hear the name Rich and they'll know about me, but they don't know who I am. Unless you in this, you feel me, like you done been in my circle or we in that, whatever, that little tie, we got any ties, you wouldn't really like know anything about me for real. Shit'll all be speculation. So I'm kind of just right now just trying to give people more of my personality and who I am type shit.
So before we wrap this up, I want to ask you this one thing though. Is hip hop dead?
No, hip hop is not dead. Currently, as you can see right now, we're in the midst of bringing real hip hop back. We have two of some of the biggest artists right now in the world who are sparring, like legit sparring, and I'm happy about it, bro. I'm happy that we getting back into that. You know what I'm saying?
Me too. Anger.
Ain't nobody died. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody blocks being spent, but like they're artists and they're sparring. Like it's a sport right now, and I'm enjoying that. And I can't wait for somebody to say my fucking name. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Because that moment, I'm really going to show y'all what the fuck I can do on this microphone. But yeah, I'm enjoying the sport.
So as we wrap this up, man, give the people like a little quotable, something they can take from Pay to Play, man, and they can take that with them as they go to their day-to-day life.
Oh, man, well, just continue to keep paying to play, man. That's what it's about. My whole brand is about paying to play, man. It's about what you put in. You put in to get out. You know what I'm saying? That's what everything is, bro. That's life. If you don't put into yourself, if you don't invest in yourself, you ain't going to get nothing out of it. So continue to keep paying to play, man. I'll check in with y'all later.
Hey, man. And that's a wrap, man. It's your boy Swole the Poet, Pay2PLAYRIXH, man. That's your tag on all platforms?
Yeah, man. Go check that out. Pay2PLAYRIXH. You can find me at P2P Rich on all streaming platforms, man. That's what my name is.
It's Rich with a
RIXH.
So they know.
Yeah.
You feel me? We appreciate that, man. Y'all stay tuned. We got some more hot shit coming, man. Appreciate you coming in the building. Shout out VA. Shout out Richmond, man. It's always love.
804, man.